Hi everyone, welcome back to yoga here at the Sika Senior Activity Center. We have Kathy, Jerry, Richard, Connie, Paula, and Carrie here with us today. So we are moving through our throat chakra. That color is either a light blue or turquoise, or maybe even a bright blue. Could be sky blue. Anyways, we're going to start off with our Shunya Mudra. So let me scoot back just a little bit. I'm going to bring my hands up front so you can see what I'm doing here. You're going to take the middle finger and draw it down to your thumb mound, that big thumb mound right there. The other fingers are going to stay lengthened. You're going to take the thumb now and just gently put it right over that. So it looks like this. I'm over about the second knuckle here. And then from there, I'm just going to bring it palms face up. Hopefully you're in a comfortable position already, sitting with us in a chair with hip width distance apart. Let's go ahead and start off with just inhale, shrug the shoulders up here, and exhale, release. Let's do a few breaths with an exhale through the mouth. So it's inhale, squeeze up, and exhale through the mouth. And we're trying to bring that fogging the mirror sound. Two more times. All right, there. We've now centered. We're a little bit calmer. You're just going to get grounded in the feet and the glutes. Relax the shoulders. Maybe drop the chin a little bit to lengthen through the back. Start to feel the length in the back here as you sit. You feel nice and secure at the glutes, lengthening through the spine. And now just focus on the breath that is moving in and out of the body. Focus into our neck space. And then gradually bring that focus to the base of the neck. From there, we're just going to repeat our silent mantra or sankalpa. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. Now, as we're here at the throat space, see if we can do a little bit of constriction like we did those 4 first breaths. But see if we can do it while the lips are sealed. See if we can breathe in and out of the nose while constricting the back of the throat. You should notice the breath slows. It may deepen, and you start to hear a noise in the inner ears like ocean waves. That's what we're looking for our Ujjayi breath here today. Let's take one more breath. Gently release our mudra mantra. So you're stretching the hands. I am gonna bring it back a little further. If I can. Oh. All right, so back to hip width distance apart, but we are gonna start off with stretching the hands here, maybe squeezing fists, drawing ears, shoulders up to ears, and then stretch out through the hands again. As we stretch out through the hands, while we have those fingers wide, let's just move through our wrists. Allow that movement, moving in circles. And then let's move the opposite way. See if we can remain sitting tall, letting the shoulders relax. Let's go ahead and inhale, warrior 2 arms. And exhale, release. Let's inhale this time, palms up. Reach all the way up and over. Let's exhale, palms together, hands to heart. If I forgot to say namaste, namaste, because I'm sure I did. All right, from there, let's go ahead and inhale, bring it all the way up. Make sure we're grounded in the feet. We're coming into our forward fold. So you're just exhaling, releasing over the lap. Inhale, root to rise. And let's exhale, find our twist. Let the arms float down to where it's comfortable. Relax a little bit into the shoulders. So I have one hand on the side of the leg, the other hand on my chair, and I'm relaxing the shoulders, trying to look back a little further maybe. Let's take a couple more breaths. And gently release that, bring it back forward, up and over. And we're gonna exhale, twist the opposite way. Go ahead again, release the arms gently down. Maybe you grab a hold, twisting a little bit more. We do have 2 more Ujjayi breaths here. And let's exhale, releasing forward. So as we release forward, let's go ahead and grab our block or ball. I'm gonna add some weight, mine at least has weight, but add some inner thigh work. Some stability is what I like to call it. So anytime we're going through the legs, I feel like we're building our stability. So let's add that block or ball that we have, squeeze the inner thighs, and pressing down through the soles of the feet. From there, let's go ahead and inhale, bring the arms up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it up. Pause there for a moment. Maybe you grab that wrist. Exhale, lateral flexion, pulling it to that side. Let's inhale, bring both arms up, extending. Exhale, grab the opposite wrist, pull to that side. Inhale, let's take it up. Exhale, let's take interlacing fingers behind the head. Let the back of the head press into those palms. Open up the elbows, relax the shoulders. Let's just bring our gaze looking over one side. So I'm twisting my head, turning. Now I look to that elbow. You're gonna look to that elbow. As you do, stay planted, grounded into the floor. We're gonna start to tilt like we did for lateral flexion, but we're looking upward now to that elbow. Then the exhale, we're gonna bring it back to neutral. Let's do it again. Inhale, tilting as we look up towards the elbow. Exhale, bring it back. Let's then allow that to come back to center. As we come to center, let's bring it forward and down. So chin into chest, elbows forward and down. Inhale, let's open up, expanding, lifting through the chin, through the heart, and through the gaze. Exhale, take it back down, chin into chest, elbows forward and down. We have 2 more. Inhale. Expansion. Exhale, feeling that sinking breath. Inhale, expanding breath. Exhale, sinking breath. We're going to go ahead and do it just one more time. Inhale, let's expand. Instead of sinking, let's exhale, bring our gaze to neutral. From that neutral point again, maybe you find that nice grip still. You're gonna bring the gaze over the other side, looking to the opposite elbow. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, tilt the opposite way, let that elbow come up. Inhale back to that center. And exhale, you're tilting into that lateral flexion so that you're looking up towards the elbow. And exhale, bring it back. And inhale, take it up. Exhale, let's take it back. Let's go ahead and bring our head back to neutral. And from there, let's release the arms all the way down. Let's see if we can take them to the back. Maybe we interlace the fingers. So I'm thinking interlacing the fingers like this, or if that doesn't work, cup and like hook. You could also grab wrists, forearms, and elbows. This all happens behind you. You decide what you want to do, and you're trying to allow the shoulders to roll back and down, letting the heart open and lift, letting the abs also tuck in. So if you feel like a lot of arching is happening in mid to low back and you're pulling forward with the abs, let's draw the abs in. Feeling stable here in the low back and low abs. From there, we're going to tilt the head to one side. Now, as you take a breath here, the gaze is forward, the shoulders are relaxed. We're now going to take the crown of the head. So that's the back and on top of your head. The gaze is going to stay forward. You're going to keep the shoulder to the ear to the shoulder, but you're going to start to lift the gaze just a little upward, looking slightly up. So you're still tilted to that side. The crown comes back, the chin comes slightly up. And then let's go ahead and exhale. You're going to come back to that neutral point, straight forward. And then let's look down to our side. So now I'm looking down. My chin is towards the armpit. We're going to take one more breath looking down to the side. And let's keep the chin towards the chest as we bring it forward down to the center. Once we hit center chest here, let's go ahead and lift it back to neutral. Release ear to the opposite shoulder. Allow the level of the horizon to be straight forward so that the ear is melting towards the shoulder. Shoulder is relaxed. Now think of the crown of the head, top and back, coming slightly back, and the eyes coming slightly up. Chin might slightly come up as well, but you're still tilted to that side. You feel it now more in the front of the neck. Let's bring our tilt back to neutral. So tilted to the side, I'm gazing forward. Let's take that gaze downward, where my chin and gaze is going to look down beside me. Down towards the armpit or to the hip. Let's find one more breath here. As the chin is down, let's go ahead and continue the path all the way down to center of the chest. And inhale, take it back up. Let's release the hands, the arms. Inhale. As we bring those arms up, let's see if we can extend through one leg, dorsiflex the toes. Exhale, release. Inhale, we're going to take it to the other side. So you're extending dorsiflexion, extending through that heel, extending through the body and arms. And exhale. We're going to take that a few more times. This time, let's point the toe and plantar flexion as we extend and reach. And exhale. So this is also a lot of ab work, a lot of back work. As we try to stay lengthened, we're drawing those abs in as we find those extensions. Let's come back to our dorsiflexion. So through the heel as we lift up, release. And one more time through the heel. And release. Let's go ahead and take that block away here. Now, I'm going to come all the way back into my seat because I want to work on the backs of the legs. This helps us with our stability that I talked about a little bit earlier today. So I always like to bring in a little bit of stability. Let's find hip width distance apart here. You can always find hands on chair, especially that first one that we're starting off today. So you're looking for a flat back, hinging forward. Weight is coming forward. You're going to press into those fingers, hands, and just lift those glutes enough that you feel the tension now in the backs of the legs, and that you can see that the knees are not passing your toes, and that the toes might be actually lifting up because all the support is coming back towards your heels, most of the weight. Let's go ahead and grab a hold of that chair, slowly release down, and we're going to hang on to the chair as we extend through the legs. As we extend, let's go ahead and come into plantar flexion, and let's circumduct the ankles by moving in circles. And coming back to that breath. We're trying to stick with our Ujjayi breath. Let's move the circles the opposite way. And gently release down to that hip width distance apart. You're going to have the hold of the chair, hinging forward, lifting up. Pause there. Let's see if we can maybe bring hands to knees. Pause again, take a breath, and bring those hands sweeping back to the chair so you feel it, and release down. This time, let's point the toes as we extend all the way through. Come back to nice deep breath. Exhale, find that dorsiflexion. And let's bring those down. Let's go ahead and widen our stance here. So we're just going to take a wider stance. It's going to be the same thing. A little bit easier, I find, because we have a little more support with our chair, that we have different options to grab. So from here, again, knee ankle alignment, knee to toe, second, third toe. I'm gonna start off with this one where I'm grabbing the chair. So I'm far enough back that I can grab a hold of the chair. I'm still lengthening, flattening my back as I hinge, but this time I'm gonna press into the chair to rise my glutes. Now you can always just keep right there. Your elbows are like springs kind of. So let's bring maybe one knee gliding over towards the toes, but you're never surpassing the toes. You're just going over towards the toes. And then glide it back so that you feel neutral again. And then look to the other side and glide that knee just towards the toes, just a little bit. And then you're coming back to that center, releasing down. This time, sweep those hands behind you, hang on to the chair. Let's find our straddle pose. So with plantar flexion here. And then we're gonna come into that dorsiflexion, feeling in the backs of the legs. Let's go ahead and gently release that. We're gonna bring hands forward again, hinge forward, and then press into those arms, lengthen. Let's take one hand to one knee. Now that hand on the knee, the opposite leg, opposite heel, let's pick up that heel. And exhale, release. Let's bring that hand back to the chair and release down. Inhale, this time extend through those legs, straddle legs, but let's lift those arms and reach it up. Let's come to warrior two, arms with palms face up, and find dorsiflexion in the feet. Let's gently release all the way down. We're gonna bring those hands in front again. Remember which side you did, because as you hinge forward, picking up those glutes again, opposite hand is now coming to that knee for support. So you're learning to bring that support over to the side a little. From there, let's see if we can pick up that opposite heel. So the hand that is on the chair, that side heel comes up. Release down, bring the hand back to the chair and release the glutes. Let's inhale. This time bring the arms all the way up with it. And exhale, release all the way down. Let's see if we can have hands on knees. If not, you can continue with the chair forward. We're gonna now hinge forward, elbows out to the side, flat back. And then inhale, lift the glutes up. It may be a little bit harder if you got used to that chair. Let's see if we can just lift the toes up. So my heels and my balls of the feet are nice and grounded. My back is lengthened, but I'm lifting all 10 toes. And exhale, soften, release. Hands behind the chair. Let's go ahead and come back up to straddle. This time with our straddle pose, let's bring it into hip width distance apart. Dorsiflex the feet. Inhale, open back up. Point the toes. Exhale, come back to close. Dorsiflex, inhale to open. Point the toes, plantar flexion as we draw back to close. Back to dorsiflexion, open back up to that straddle, and let's plant the feet. So this time as we plant the feet, we're just finding that alignment, sitting nice and tall. Let's go ahead and take it to warrior two, arms. Roll the shoulders back a few times. So it looks maybe like small circles, but I'm using my shoulders. So my arms are just moving because my shoulders are. And once I've come back, let's go ahead and roll forward 3 times. So think of your shoulders. I know we're extending the arms, but you're working on the shoulders that are moving up, forward, down, and drawing back, up, forward, down. Let's go ahead and release those arms. From there, take one hand maybe behind us. That opposite arm is gonna come palm facing up. And we're gonna hinge over to that side. Let's go ahead and find our alignment in our spine. Our gaze is forward. And then we're gonna just use the gaze. Inhale, look up and over slowly. And exhale, you're just rotating through the head as you look down. So it's looking over one shoulder, then the other. The inhale, we're gonna take it back up and over. And the exhale, rotating all the way back down. Let's do this a couple more times. Inhale. Finding that Ujjayi breath and exhale. And this is our last one. Exhale. Let's inhale to neutral, where we feel neutral gaze, neutral spine. Let's go ahead and gently press our way back up. Inhale, bring arms together, or lifting arms up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it back to warrior two. Now we just move to that same side. So let's look over that shoulder. The side we just moved or hinged to, we're looking over that shoulder. Let's release the arm that we're not looking to. Take the hand, the arm that we're looking to, palm faces up. Open up the hand, the fingertips, because you're just going to hinge and bring it right to the crown. You're going to then gently pull down now, this time with towards the armpit, towards the hip. That other hand, that other arm, if you grab a hold of your chair or stool right underneath you, you'll definitely feel the pull here in the back of the shoulders. And you're coming back again to a deeper Ujjayi breath. One more time. And let's exhale, soften, release the arms, hands to knees, and just draw that chin down to center chest. And let's inhale, lift back up to neutral. Now from there, let's take the opposite hand, arm behind the back, other one palm up. You're simply hinging there until you find your support. Once you find the support, maybe you roll those shoulders back, lengthen, you're gonna gaze forward. That's our neutral support here. We're gonna take our gaze up and over, so glide the head, the chin, the eyes looking up and over that top shoulder. And on your exhale, as you find that Ujjayi breath, you're gonna be looking downward over the opposite shoulder. Let's do this 3 more times, so take it nice and slow with your breath. I like to inhale as I look up and over. And I like to find my exhale as I relax the head looking down and over the opposite shoulder. We have 2 more. One more. We're going to inhale, starting to bring that up and over. And the exhale, gently finding that release, looking down. Now from that downward position, we're going to inhale, bring the gaze to neutral. Press into that arm, unwinding, coming back to the warrior two arms. And now let's look over the same side we were just hinging to. So you're looking over those fingertips. And now gently release the other arm, the other hand. Maybe you take fingertips and wrap underneath that chair. Let's do palm faces up. We're gonna spread through those fingers and then hinge the elbow. Those fingers are gonna come around the crown. Gently start to bring the chin down towards that armpit. And again, like I said, if you have those fingertips maybe hanging onto the stool or the chair, you'll find a greater release in the backs of the shoulders to the sides. Let's find one more breath here. As you exhale, we're going to unwind. You can bring hands to the lap. This time, let's take the chin down across the chest till we come to center. And inhale, bring it to neutral. All right, let's heel toe. Bringing it back here. And we're gonna do 4 forward folds. And you know what? Let's actually bring it up and out of the chair. Since I said we wanna work on a little bit of stability here, definitely wanna keep us from having too many falls by being able to capture ourselves with our muscles. So here, find that hip width distance apart. You're going to grab a hold of the chair. You're going to hinge forward. And then as we inhale, you're going to lift all the way up out of the chair, nice and slow. Keep that straight back. Let's inhale, bring it up. And as we exhale, we're going to hum. So it's hum. come back into sitting. We're gonna inhale. Keep the legs right where they're at. We are gonna come into our forward fold now. So it's exhale, hum into forward fold. Hum. Let's inhale through the nose as we come root to rise. And exhale, hum to bring the hands to the sides. Hum. Hands on sides, hinge forward, flat back. Inhale, press gently our way, slowly back up, all the way back up. And let's simply exhale, hands to heart. Now, as we inhale, let's just bring arms straight up. Exhale, we're gonna hum to sit. Hum. Have a hold of chair. Sit all the way down. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring it up. We're gonna hum to forward fold. Hum. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, hum. Take a nice deep inhale. We're just gonna exhale forward and then inhale, press into that chair. Remember, we're doing those chair ups, lifting all the way up. And this time, let's come into our forward fold right here. So keep those knees soft. Exhale, hum, hinging at the hips, hum. Now see if we can bring hands in front on shins, on knees. We're gonna inhale, drop into a partial half back, so your hands might be right at the knees. You're inhaling flat back. And then maybe take those hands, now that we're on the knees, glide back towards the chair and exhale, humming to the glutes to the chair. Let's inhale, bring it up. Exhale this time, just palms come together, hands to heart. Inhale, take it up. And hum. Inhale, lengthen through the body. Exhale, this time we are going to hinge with a hum. I just changed it a little. Hands in front, inhale to that half back. And then take those hands that were on knees possibly, glide them back to the chair where you're hinged, and now exhale, hum. Inhale, hopefully you're sitting. Draw it all the way up, and it's just a regular exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it up. And we're gonna exhale, hum to forward fold, hum. Inhale, lifting the arms up and over. And exhale, hum. Hands on chair. We're just gonna exhale again, but we're just gonna hinge forward, giving ourselves that leverage. You can press into the chair, inhale, lifting gently all the way up. And this time we are going to sit it back down with a hum. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring the legs and arms up and over. And exhale, hum. Let's go ahead and grab a hold of our knees. Maybe we scoot forward. We want to now take it to lion's breath. So we warmed up our vocal cords with humming. So now for our cat-cow, we're going to take it to lion's breath. So what it looks like here is a regular cow inhale, and you're going to inhale through the nose. But when you come to your cat to exhale, you can bring your eyes, if you can. It takes a lot of concentration because you're doing a lot. But you can bring your eyes to the third eye, which looks like you're crossing your eyes. And you're going to stick out your tongue to the chin. And at the same time, you're going to You may take a drink of water. It's a very airy breath, so it could dry your throat, so have a glass of water nearby. In fact, I'm gonna grab mine because it is very airy. Could cause some coughing here in Arizona where we're just used to all the aridness. All right, I have a little more water there. Let's go ahead, get nice and stable. Hands on knees. Take a nice deep inhale to begin with. And then the lion's breath. And inhale, find that natural undoing with our cow. And then inhale. And inhale. We're going to do it one more time. And a regular inhale cow, because we are going to come into our regular exhale cat. So don't worry about the lion's breath. You're just coming back. Just finding that cat. We'll do this one more time. Just a regular cat cow. And exhale. Let's go ahead and inhale, lift all the way up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. From here, let's take it all the way back up. And exhale, release. Now, if you'd like to come up and out of the chair for a little bit, you can come up and out of the chair. We are coming into a downward facing dog. So we're just stretching here. This is a nice stretch. You can have hands on a wall, like back here, and do your downward facing dog from there. I know you just saw the back side of me, but here is on a chair, so you can imagine it's a wall or a table for that matter. You're simply going to walk back, finding that hip width distance apart. Remember to soften those knees, and then start to extend back with the hips. So think of your hip creases here, pulling back as you have the hands forward. And let's start off with completely releasing the head all the way through as if it's dangling. So as you dangle it, let's shake the head, yes. So you're relaxing the neck, you're relaxing the head. Everything else is nice and tight, lengthened and informed, but you're relaxing and nodding the head, yes. Now see if you can nod the head, maybe no. It may be slower, it may be more intentful as you try and move from side to side. And then release the head, relax the head for a moment. With an inhale breath, align the spine, the neck, lengthen. So now that your ears line up with the upper bicep muscle. So now we're lengthening through. And you might be looking right down into the floor. Let's see about drawing the chin more towards the neck or chest space to really lengthen the back of the neck here. Take a breath. Gently release that as we start to walk forward. So our little downward facing dog, we had some neck stretches there. Now, while we're here at the chair or wall, let's pick up one foot. We're hip width distance apart, so you're on railroad tracks. Let's pick up one heel and just glide it slightly back. It doesn't have to be a great deal. You want to release down into both legs if you can. So you kind of have all hips and toes pointing forward here. Now you may have a little bit of a hinge in the hips to kind of move forward to touch that to the chair. Let's go ahead and inhale, rise up just as high as we can with one arm while finding balance. And exhale, bring it down. We're gonna rise up that other arm. And bring it down. Now, with the opposite arm that we just started with, palm rotates forward. Take that sweeping by you low, then high, like you would airplane. So you're not rotating open here. My palm isn't open. It's still rotated down. I'm still face forward, but I'm bringing it behind me here just as high as I can, and that's about as high as I can go. And let's go ahead and release that back down. Now the same side, or the opposite side, palm forward. Inhale, draw back. You're gonna stay forward. You're not opening that hip, you're just drawing it back just as much as you can. And exhale, you're bringing it back forward. Now, on the next one, we're gonna hinge the elbows, cactus. So it's inhale, open that arm, palm forward, stretch that shoulder back as much as you can while you're forward facing. And then let's rotate or release it back forward down. The other arm is inhale, that cactus arm, pull back through the shoulder, keeping yourself forward, and release. Now, let's keep hands there. Lift that back heel. And exhale, release the back heel. We'll do that 3 more times. You can soften the front knee if you would like. You're lifting that back heel, and then you're slowly releasing it. We have 2 more. Inhale, and exhale. Last one. Inhale, and exhale. Now let's step that leg forward. Maybe walk it out. It was a lot on one leg, one side. So while we have the hip width distance apart again, toes all forward, pick up the other heel, draw it back. Remember, it doesn't have to be a great distance. And you're setting it down into that pyramid pose. We start off with the hands. Maybe we're slightly hinged, but we all have a lengthened back, even if we're hinged forward. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring one arm up like we're raising our hand. And exhale, soften down. Inhale the other one. And exhale, softening down. Now remember, the next one is palm open forward, sweep low, keep yourself forward, but draw back. And exhale, bring it back forward. So the other side, palm forward, inhale, draw back. So we're thinking of those airplane arms. This is usually what we do for airplane. And draw it back. We're going to come into those cactus arms, so half cactus. Inhale, draw back. And exhale, forward. Let's inhale, draw back with the opposite arm. And exhale, forward. From there, we're going to take it to the legs. So both hands are here. You're just inhaling, lifting that heel, and exhaling, releasing it. You're going to just use your breath. Maybe you're coming back to that Ujjayi breath. Maybe you're just staying with that Ujjayi breath. See if we can slow that breath and slow this down a little. I think we have one more. I'm not very sure, but we'll do it. And exhale, releasing that, walking or stepping it back forward. Let's get ready for Shavasana. It is time to find your space and comfort.
Okay, sure.
You don't need it?
No, I don't.
All right. So next week, while I have you here, next week the color is green because we're moving right into heart chakra. Emerald green. So if you like emerald green, next week's the week to wear it.
Emerald green, and it's getting close to St. Patrick's Day, huh?
Oh, that's why I love it. It works out. Yep. All right. So we're all getting settled here. We're just starting to relax, find our space, whether we're on a chair, maybe we're in a couch, on a couch, easy chair, maybe a bed, in a couch, on a couch, you know.
It was one of those that folds out.
If it feels good.
Get in that, I guess. Kind of odd. I'm not so much much for yoga, but for sleeping.
Yep. So as we find our space here, maybe we have little contractions or movement. Like right now, I'm just moving my head. It is about our neck today. So if you need those extra slow head movements, you can welcome a little bit of movement with the head and neck as you allow yourself to settle. Now, as you settle with the head and neck and you want to find that comfortable position, you're looking for support at the back of the head. If you're sitting with me, you're looking to drop the chin slightly down towards the neck or chest space so that you can relax the head. If you're lying back and down, you could still drop the chin towards the neck space, which allows the level of the forehead to be higher than your chin. This relaxes our mind. It also lengthens the back of the neck. And then releasing down further through the body as you think of the back side of the body. Maybe the weight is more towards the back right now. As you allow yourself to sink in and down, relaxing the body. And maybe adjusting the shoulders, the elbows, allowing the palms to face up if you can. As this says, you're ready to receive. It also gives that openness stance of being open and relaxed. So allowing that as you release slowly through the vertebrae, the back relaxing, the glutes relaxing, and soon enough the legs are softening. Allowing the softening of the legs, whether the knees are going to stay bent today, or maybe you have elongation with the legs and they're nice and open. Maybe they have support underneath the knees. And now as the body starts to really relax, you're coming back into that breath. And that breath today is Ujjayi breath. So you're looking to inhale through the nose. And you're looking to slightly constrict at the back of the throat for the exhale. Let's continue this Ujjayi breath for a little bit longer. Noticing that this Ujjayi breath brings a slow and deepness to the breath. And as it slows and deepens your breath, you also notice the slight noise. The noise of ocean waves coming in and out from the beach. A few more Ujjayi breaths, releasing into the ocean of your breath, of your body, of your mind. Here you're listening to the sound of your breath, the vibration and rhythm. And then you think of your voice, your words, and maybe even music, as all of this is the essence of communication. And when we move upward through the chakra system, the throat refines the body's energy, bringing into focus consciousness, as vishuddha means purification, through the release of sound, as it purifies and readies the energy body for entry into higher realms of consciousness. Our neck connects our mind with our body, creating a connection of alignment and communication. This is your source of verbal expression in this world, where you can express and assert your truth. as we learn to balance giving with receiving, receiving with giving. Your breath in as your breath out. Breathing in and breathing out, all within balance of one another. And we're pertaining to the throat here. As we speak our truth, the opposite is listening, being able to listen with our ears, finding that gentle balance of listening and speaking, giving and receiving, breathing in and breathing out. Relaxing the body and the mind as we come into our original intention. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. And now gently releasing those words, relaxing the body, finding our natural rhythm of breath. As you find this natural rhythm of breath, begin to notice and observe your breath. Just noticing the breath, noticing the quality of the breath. Notice the depth of your breath. And now notice the lengths of breath. Whether one is shorter, one is longer. And notice if there's any pauses between your breaths. And now releasing and relaxing that as you soften the facial muscles, as you relax to the crown of the head, relaxing the back of the head, the sides of the head, releasing through the ears and the jaw. As we relax the neck space, and as we relax the neck space, we connect to the crown and third eye space as we align downward through the throat. We might feel the breath moving through this throat space. Do we notice our calm breath and maybe the cool air that enters and the warm, moist air that exits? Relaxing to the right hand, the thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. Right hand relaxes, right wrist, right elbow releases. A softness within the right shoulder, as we connect to the base of the neck. Feeling connected to the right side, the right arm and hand. And now moving our inward gaze to the left hand, to the left side, to the left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, the left hand, the left wrist, the left elbow, left shoulder, and base of the neck, feeling connected to the left side, to the left hand and fingers, as we connect to the base of the throat, relaxing into the shoulders, as we feel maybe into the back of the body, where both shoulder blades are relaxed. We release into the upper back and the mid back as we relax the upper and mid back. The breath carries us down into the low back, releasing, relaxing, to the left glute, to the right glute, to the sacrum, the downward facing triangle just below our low back. As we release into the pelvis, the tailbone, relaxing all the way to the base of the spine. And now bringing our attention to the right side, the right toes. All 5 right toes relax. The right foot releases. The right ankle relaxes. The right knee. The right hip. And now to the pubis bone. As we move our inward gaze to the left side, to the left foot and toes, relaxing through all 5 left toes, releasing the foot, relaxing the left ankle, the left knee, and the left hip. Center of the pelvis. Feeling connected here to the lower part of the body, to both legs, feet, and toes. As we allow the abs to rise and fall with our breath, feeling this relaxation that we brought in, feeling the waves of relaxation, just like the waves of ocean when we breathe. As we start to rise this energy through the rib cage, relaxing, the abs relax, the chest relaxes, center of the chest. And now slowly moving back up to the base of the neck. Let's visualize a luminous glow here. A luminous glow within the throat, softening. Slow, soft pulses with each and every breath as we begin to count down from number 16. Breathing in 16, breathing out 16, breathing in 15, breathing out 15, so on and so on. With each breath, counting down. Continuing counting down. If you lose count or you come to 1, you could restart at number 16. And now ceasing your counting, but maintaining this awareness of the throat, of this beautiful balance and clarity. Slowly coming back to our original intention as we maintain the balance and clarity and calmness of our throat. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. I listen, learn, and grow my faith in life's processes. And now maybe for a moment, coming back to that Ujjayi breath, seeing if we can find that little bit of constriction in the back of the throat once again. And just noticing that, noticing the breath. And when you're ready, bring awareness out into the body by taking deeper, more expansive breaths. Even if they're slower and deeper, you're expanding through the body. You're starting to bring movement into the fingers and toes. And as you find movement into the fingers and toes, maybe you're starting to move into the wrists, the ankles, a little bit of movement even with the head. So starting to bring movement back into the head space, back into the neck space. And once you find a little bit of movement, maybe the eyes are still shut and you're enjoying this, let's take the stretch overhead, where we get to take a nice deep breath and lengthen. Maybe even find a contraction with that, and then gently release it, allowing knees to come back into the chest, allowing ourselves to give ourselves a hug, whether it's knees in the chest, rocking side to side, hands wrapping around our shoulders, rocking side to side. And just allowing yourself now to move to one side or the other. And when you're ready, taking another breath. And then opening the eyes, exhale, and gently pressing our way back up. All right, thank you everybody for joining me for Yoga Nidra and yoga today. Om Shanti Shanti. And thank you, Kathy, Jerry, Richard, Connie, Paula, and Carrie today. And thank you, Carol. Nice to see you. Have a wonderful day today, and we'll see you back here next week.